you're dying. Not physically, though that clock's ticking too, but spiritually. Every morning you negotiate with mediocrity like it's holding your dreams hostage. Every night you make peace with disappointment like it's your cellmate in a prison you built yourself. 7 days from now, you'll either be transformed or you'll be exactly where you are right now, making the same excuses, wearing the same invisible chains, bleeding from the same self-inflicted wounds. The difference? Whether you'll finally stop treating your life like a rough draft you'll edit later. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations for you. He wrote them at war, by candlelight, probably exhausted, definitely overwhelmed, scribbling truths to keep himself sane while plague ravaged his empire and death stalked his camps. Waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Be one. He wasn't philosophizing, he was surviving, and that's exactly what you need to do. Your comfort zone isn't comfortable anymore, is it? It's a coffin with Wi-Fi, a velvet-lined trap where dreams go to decompose while you scroll through other people's victories, each swipe a tiny betrayal of your potential. You've become a tourist in your own existence, watching life happen through a window you're too paralyzed to open. The ancient Stoics had a practice, premeditatio malorum, imagining loss to appreciate what remains. But you're living it backwards. You're experiencing actual loss of time, of possibility, of self, while imagining someday you'll care enough to change. Someday is a ghost town populated by everyone who waited too long. These 7 days aren't about motivation. Motivation is a summer romance, intense, intoxicating, inevitably ending with you alone again. This is about metamorphosis. The caterpillar doesn't get motivated to become a butterfly. It either transforms or it dies. No middle ground, no participation trophies, no partial credit. Each day ahead is a controlled demolition. We're going to detonate the lies you've been living, one explosion at a time. The debris? That's just fear leaving your body. The dust? That's your old self disintegrating. What remains will be raw, maybe even ugly at first, but real, unfiltered, yours. Stop waiting for permission to become who you're supposed to be. Stop asking if you're ready. Nobody's ever ready for their own resurrection. Stop believing that change requires the perfect conditions when Epictetus built his philosophy as a slave, when Stockdale found freedom in a prison camp, when every great transformation in history happened, not despite the chaos, but because someone finally said, enough. Before we begin, commit, like, subscribe, share, not for me, but as your first act of rebellion against your own inertia. Don't you dare skip ahead. Each day is a surgery, and you can't skip steps in surgery unless you want to bleed out. Now let's get into it. Number 1. Excavating your buried identity. Day 1 is archaeological. You're going to dig through the sediment of who you've become to find the bones of who you were meant to be, not with gentle brushes, but with dynamite. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." But you're not craving more, you're craving you. The version that got buried under performance reviews, relationship compromises, and social media personas. That authentic self isn't lost. It's fossilized under layers of supposed to. Find a photo of yourself as a child. Really look at those eyes. See that fearlessness. That kid didn't know impossible. That kid didn't calculate risks before laughing. That kid didn't need alcohol to dance or validation to create. That child is your archaeological treasure, and everything that came after is just dirt that needs excavating. Write yourself a letter from that child's perspective. Let them ask you the questions you've been avoiding. Why did you stop singing? When did you decide your dreams were negotiable? Who convinced you that safety was more important than aliveness? Feel the accusations land like punches you've been dodging for decades. The Stoics called it physics, understanding the natural order. Your natural order isn't this domesticated version you've become. Lions don't take poles before they roar. Waves don't ask permission before they crash. Stars don't dim themselves to make others comfortable. Neither should you. Strip away every identity that starts with "I have to be." Parent, employee, partner. These are roles, not chains. For 24 hours, practice being nobody except yourself. Answer questions with your truth, not your conditioning. Say, "I don't know," instead of manufacturing opinions. Admit what you actually want, even if just to yourself. This archaeological dig will hurt. You'll find dreams you buried alive, still breathing under the rubble. You'll discover talents you abandoned like children at orphanages. You'll unearth anger, real, legitimate anger, at everyone who told you to be realistic, including yourself. The person you'll excavate won't fit your current life. Good. Your current life is a costume that never fit anyway. Tomorrow, you'll learn what to do with these bones you've unearthed. Tonight, just sit with them. Honor what you found. Grieve what was lost. Promise what remains, that you'll never bury it again. Number 2. Destroying what doesn't serve. Day 2 is arson. Legal, necessary, therapeutic arson. Forest rangers do controlled burns to prevent wildfires. Today you're setting fire to the deadwood in your life before it spontaneously combusts and takes everything with it. Epictetus, who knew about burning, his leg was deliberately broken by his master, said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." But this isn't about wanting less. It's about burning what's already burning you. Make a list of every relationship that feels like emotional vampirism, every commitment that makes your soul sigh, every habit that's slowly assassinating your potential. Don't overthink it. Your body knows. It's that slight tension when certain names appear on your phone, that micro-dread before certain obligations, that hollow feeling after certain activities. Now comes the burn. Send the texts, "This isn't working for me anymore." Delete the apps that harvest your attention like organs for sale. Cancel the commitments that were never yours to begin with. Feel the heat. That's not destruction, that's purification. Your people-pleasing is a pathology, not a personality trait. Every yes you give from obligation is theft. Stealing time from your purpose to subsidize someone else's agenda. You've become a charity for other people's priorities while your own dreams stand in breadlines, malnourished and forgotten. The ancient Stoics practiced via negativa, the path of negation. Not adding more, but removing everything false. Your schedule is contaminated with obligations that would horrify your authentic self. Your phone is poisoned with numbers of people who wouldn't notice if you died until they needed something. Your mind is polluted with goals that were installed by others like malware. Burn the vision board that was built from magazine clippings of other people's lives. Torch the 5-year plan that reads like someone else's biography. Incinerate the backup plans that assume you'll fail. Watch them burn and notice how the smoke smells like freedom. Some people will call you selfish. Let them. They're just mad the ATM stopped dispensing. Some will say you've changed. Thank them. Change was the entire point. Some will try to guilt you back into submission. Their guilt is gasoline. Use it to burn brighter. By tonight, your life will have empty spaces where obligations used to live. Don't fill them yet. Let them breathe. Tomorrow, you'll learn what deserves to grow in the fertile ash you've created. Tonight, Just watch the old you burn and try not to mourn the prison you're escaping. Number 3. Starving your demons, feeding your fire. Day 3 is about appetite, not for food, for life. You've been binge-eating distraction and wondering why you're spiritually malnourished. You've been gorging on everyone else's content while your creativity starves to death in the basement of your consciousness. Marcus Aurelius commanded armies, but commanded himself first. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. But your mind has become a food court where every vendor is selling poison disguised as nourishment. Today, you fast, not from food, from stimulation. No music, no podcasts, no background TV. Let the silence be so loud it becomes unbearable. Let your thoughts get so hungry they start eating each other. Let the boredom become so intense it mutates into creativity. Your demons are parasites that you've been feeding premium content. That voice saying you're not enough? You've been giving it a 5-course meal every time you compare yourself to others. That fear of failure. You've been serving it breakfast in bed every morning you hit snooze. That imposter syndrome. You've been keeping it obese with a steady diet of self-doubt. Starve them. When inadequacy knocks, don't answer. When comparison calls, let it go to voicemail. When fear demands feeding, let it taste hunger for once. Watch how quickly these demons shrink when they're not being nourished by your attention. But here's the twist. While you're starving your demons, you're simultaneously feeding your fire. Every moment of discomfort is protein for your discipline. Every second of silence is vitamins for your voice. Every pang of boredom is minerals for your creativity. You're not just fasting, you're redistributing resources from what weakens you to what will weaponize you. The Stoics practiced ascesis, voluntary hardship to build strength. But this isn't hardship, it's rehabilitation. You're teaching your spirit to find nourishment in purpose instead of pleasure, in creation instead of consumption, in depth instead of distraction. By sunset, you'll be hallucinating from the silence. Good. Those hallucinations are your authentic thoughts, finally getting strong enough to be seen. That discomfort is your soul stretching after being cramped in a box too small. That restlessness is your potential getting ready to explode. Tonight, when you finally break your stimulation fast, everything will feel different. Colors brighter, sounds sharper, thoughts clearer. You've reset your palate. Tomorrow, you'll learn what to feast on. Tonight, just sit with the hunger and realize it's the first honest thing you've felt in years. Number 4. Accelerating past your past. Day 4 is physics, pure, brutal physics. Objects at rest stay at rest. Objects in motion stay in motion. You've been at rest so long you've grown roots. Today, we're ripping you from the soil and launching you into orbit. Seneca wrote letters from exile, probably thinking he'd lost everything, not knowing he was writing immortality. Life is like a play. It's not the length, but the excellence of the acting that matters. You've been rehearsing for 40 acts. Time to perform or get off the stage. Your past is gravity. Every failure, every humiliation, every almost adds weight, pulling you back toward the ground. But gravity only works if you move slowly. Move fast enough and you achieve escape velocity. Move fast enough and your past can't catch you. Here's what nobody understands about transformation. It's not gradual, it's volcanic. Pressure builds underground for years, then one day, explosion. Mountain becomes crater, landscape permanently altered. You've been building pressure your entire life. Today, you explode. Set 17 alarms throughout your day, random times. When each one goes off, you have 60 seconds to do something that scares you. Send that text, make that call, start that project, submit that application. 60 seconds isn't enough time for fear to mobilize its armies. It's just enough time to act before your programming kicks in. The velocity principle isn't about being busy. Busy is the opium of the mediocre. It's about momentum. One terrifying action creates energy. That energy demands another action. That action creates more energy. Soon you're moving so fast that stopping would actually be harder than continuing. Your comfort zone has a gravitational pull measured in excuses per second. I need to research more. The timing isn't right. I should wait until... These aren't thoughts. They're gravity, trying to pull you back to earth where you'll live and die in the same spot, a human tree with roots made of fear. The Stoics called it catalepsis, the moment of absolute knowing that demands action. You've had 1,000 of these moments. You knew you should leave that relationship. You knew you should start that business. You knew you should make that change, but you let gravity win. Not today. Write down everything you've been planning to do someday. Everything. Now divide that list by 7. That's your daily quota for this week. Impossible? Good. Possible was never going to change your life. Possible was gravity's way of keeping you grounded. By tonight, you'll have done more things that scare you than you've done in the past year. Your hands will shake, your voice will crack, your heart will race like it's trying to escape your chest. That's not fear, that's liftoff. That's your spirit remembering it was built to fly, not crawl. Tomorrow you'll deal with the aftermath of today's velocity. Some things will break, some people won't understand, some bridges will burn. Perfect. You can't reach new lands without leaving the shore, and you've been standing on the beach your entire life, toes in the sand, pretending that watching waves is the same as sailing. Number 5. Multiplying your power through reflection. Day 5 is multiplication. You're going to stop being one person and become an army, not through followers or team building or network effects, through the ancient art of reflection that turns every experience into ammunition, every setback into strategy, every moment into momentum. Epictetus taught while in chains, literally, circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself. But you haven't been revealed, you've been concealed, hidden under habits, buried beneath busyness. Today, you become a hall of mirrors where every angle of yourself becomes visible, usable, powerful. Create 3 versions of yourself on paper. First, who you were 5 years ago. Second, who you are today. Third, who you'll be 5 years from now if you change nothing. Write letters between them. Let past you warn present you about regrets forming. Let future you scream at present you about opportunities dying. Let present you promise both of them that this ends now. The mirror empire isn't narcissism, it's multiplication. Every journal entry becomes a conversation with your future self. Every meditation becomes a strategy session with your potential. Every reflection becomes a training ground where you practice being who you haven't become yet. You've been living in first person, trapped in the immediate experience, drowning in the moment. But emperors think in third person. They see the battlefield from above. They watch themselves like generals watch troops. They strategize their own lives like campaigns to be won, not days to be survived. Tonight, before bed, have a board meeting with yourself. You're the CEO, the employee, the shareholder, the customer, and the product. Evaluate your performance from each perspective. Fire the parts of you that aren't performing. Promote the aspects that are exceeding expectations. Restructure your entire internal organization. The ancient Stoics practiced prosos, continuous attention to the present moment, but not passive attention, active surveillance, watching yourself think, choose, act, react, becoming both the experimenter and the experiment, the observer and the observed, the artist and the art. Install mirrors in your mind. When anger rises, watch it like a scientist watching a reaction in a beaker. When fear appears, study it like an anthropologist studying a primitive tribe. When joy surfaces, examine it like a detective examining evidence. Stop being the emotion and start being the one who watches the emotion. Your thoughts think they're in charge because you've never shown them who's emperor. Your feelings feel they can control you because you've never established dominance. Your patterns pattern themselves because you've never interrupted their automation. The mirror. Empire changes that power structure. By tomorrow morning, you'll have spent 24 hours watching yourself like a character in a movie you're directing. You'll have noticed patterns invisible from inside them. You'll have seen exits from mazes you thought had no doors. You'll have discovered that the person you thought you were is just one option among thousands. Number 6. Killing who you were to birth who you'll become. Day 6 is death, not physical, spiritual. The person you were yesterday needs to die for the person you're becoming tomorrow to live. This isn't motivational metaphor. This is controlled reincarnation while you're still breathing. Marcus Aurelius faced actual plague, actual war, actual death daily. It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live. You've been a walking corpse, animated by routine, pretending metabolism equals existence. Today you conduct your own funeral and your own birth simultaneously. Write your own obituary, not for who you'll become, but for who you're killing today. Here lies the people pleaser, dead at last from saying yes to everyone except themselves. Here lies the procrastinator, finally out of tomorrows. Here lies the imposter, exhausted from performing life instead of living it. Feel the grief. These versions of you served their purpose, survival. But survival isn't living, and living requires their sacrifice. The resurrection complex means accepting that transformation is violent. Butterflies don't gently evolve from caterpillars. They dissolve into genetic soup first. They become nothing before becoming everything. You're in the cocoon now, dissolving, and it's supposed to feel like dying because it is. Delete every photo on your phone that shows the old you pretending to be happy. Throw away clothes that belong to someone you're not anymore. Change your morning alarm sound. Let tomorrow wake you differently than yesterday did. These aren't symbolic gestures. They're surgical removals of the identity that's turned malignant. Your old self will fight back. It'll remind you of every time change hurt you. It'll list everyone who liked you better before. It'll scream that staying the same is safer than becoming. Let it scream. Death rattles are supposed to be loud. The louder it screams, the more you know it's really dying. But here's what the motivational posters won't tell you. Resurrection hurts more than death. Being born is traumatic. Ask any baby. Coming alive after being numb for years is like blood returning to a frozen limb. Excruciating, necessary, temporary. The pain isn't punishment. It's proof that what was dead is coming alive. Tonight, hold awake for yourself. Mourn who you were genuinely. They carried you this far. Thank them for their service, then bury them with honors and walk away from the grave. Tomorrow, you'll discover who rises from that earth. Tonight, just let yourself die properly, completely, irrevocably. Number 7. Crowning yourself, emperor of your empire. Day 7 is Coronation. You've destroyed, rebuilt, burned, and resurrected. Now you claim the throne that was always yours, but you were too small to fill. Today you stop asking permission to rule your own life. Epictetus, the slave who became philosophy's emperor through mind alone, declared, "No one can hurt you without your permission." But you've been handing out permission slips like candy at a parade. Everyone got a vote in your life except you. That republic is dead. Today, you establish an empire with one ruler, you. Stand up right now. Actually stand. Raise your right hand and swear an oath to yourself. Out loud. Let your neighbors think you've lost it. You have. You've lost the need for their approval. Swear that from this moment forward, you'll guard your peace like a dragon guards gold. That you'll protect your energy like a mother protects her young. That you'll honor your worth like a king honors his crown. The sovereign declaration isn't about ego. It's about ownership. You're taking radical responsibility for every aspect of your existence. Your happiness, your job now, your growth, your project, your healing, your mission. No more outsourcing your power to therapists who profit from your pain, to partners who need you broken to feel whole, to parents whose approval comes with terms and conditions like a contract with the devil. Write your personal constitution, not goals, laws. I will not apologize for taking up space. I will not dim my light to make others comfortable in darkness. I will not negotiate with emotional terrorists, including myself. These aren't affirmations, they're legislation. You're not hoping, you're decreeing. Your sovereignty scares people because sovereigns can't be controlled. They'll call you selfish, arrogant, changed. They're right. You are changed. You've changed from servant to sovereign, from peasant to emperor, from footnote to headline in your own story. Their discomfort is evidence of your evolution. The ancient Stoics spoke of autarkeia, complete self-sufficiency, not isolation, but independence, not loneliness, but wholeness. You're becoming your own source, your own supply, your own salvation. Others can add to your life, but they can no longer subtract from it without your explicit permission. From tonight forward, every decision runs through one filter. Does this honor my sovereignty? Every relationship gets one evaluation. Does this person recognize my crown, or do they keep trying to knock it off? Every opportunity gets one question. Is this expansion of my empire or invasion of it? You've spent 7 days in metamorphosis. You've archaeologically recovered yourself, burned what didn't serve, starved your demons, achieved escape velocity, built your mirror empire, resurrected from your own ashes. Now you stand, not as who you were, but as who you've always been beneath the debris, sovereign, whole, unapologetically alive. 7 days. You've just lived 7 lifetimes in 7 days. The person who started this journey is dead. Good riddance. The person reading this now is raw, maybe scared, definitely changed. That's not weakness. That's awareness of your own power finally awakening. This isn't the end. It's your beginning. Day 8 doesn't exist because day 8 is the rest of your life lived from this frequency. You've tasted sovereignty. You've felt resurrection. You've experienced what happens when you stop asking permission to be yourself. There's no going back to sleep after this awakening. Share this video with someone still sleeping. Like it if you felt your soul catch fire. Comment your declaration of independence below. Subscribe not to me, but to the commitment you've made to yourself. The Stoics knew that philosophy without action is just intellectual masturbation. You've acted, you've changed, you've proven that transformation isn't a 1000-day journey. It's 7 days of choosing yourself so fiercely that the universe has no choice but to reorganize around your decision. Tomorrow, when you wake up, remember, you're not the same person who went to sleep. You're sovereign now. Act accordingly.